I mean, about to give my poor Clipper fans a stroke. Oh, man. Oh, we're going to get James Harden, and we're going to win this championship. We got all these superstars on the team. I tell you, Bob, we're going to get her. I mean, we'll see you in the finals. Oh, man. Put that fella on the bench and give him some bread and that community water. Put that fella on the bench and let him sit there. Oh, man, I couldn't wait to get into this video, man. Whew. Shout out to Terry for sending this one over, y'all. The Clippers have a gigantic problem already. Shout out to AM Hoops. I will leave the original link in the description box down below. I hope everyone is blessed, well, and healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. Wishing the best in everybody's life, man. Just here to spread that love, that positivity, and that good energy, and to have some fun with y'all, man, as we check out what is going on right now. Yes, indeed. But hope y'all are enjoying y'all basketball season so far. Clippers, I know my Clipper fans about to stroke out, and your blood pressure is high. I know. Trust me, Clippers, I know. I'm there with y'all. It's okay though. We in this together, okay? So let's check this video out, y'all. Oh man, let's check this out.
Clippers would be good on paper. I mean, any team with James Harden will eventually fail, but they will be great.
Wait. Any team with James Harden will eventually fail. Wait.
I said the Clippers would be good on paper. I mean, any team with James Harden will eventually fail, but they will be great before the playoffs, right? Wrong. It has been a disaster through 2 games. Oh, and Ty Lue says he wants to give them 10 games to get settled. So you want to go 0-10? They need changes right now. And it will come down to 2 players, James Harden and Russell Westbrook. One of them will be benched. They just don't work together. Watch this play against Brooklyn. Pick and roll with Zubats. Harden goes into the paint, but it's packed. Why? Because Russ's defender doesn't have to worry. He can't shoot, but Harden can't pass to the corners because it'll get picked off here or here. So without any options, boom, easily picked off, leading to a 3-on-2 transition bucket. And what about when Harden is off the ball? He doesn't know what to do. Here, he is wide open for a 3. He's a good shooter. Oh no, he pump fakes instead and gets blocked.
I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What was that? Or in transition, open corner 3, best shot in basketball, but instead he hesitates and is in trouble.
Harden, what are you doing? Put that fella on the bench.
Also just pass it. What? Knocked over this woman's coffee staining her shirt. That's horrible. So if Russ moves to the bench, it solves things, right? No, the Clippers were actually playing great.
Knocked over her coffee, staining her shirt.
With Russ before the Harden trade. And when they re-signed Russ, they promised him the starting role. So this is setting up to be a huge disaster for Ty Lue. The coach needs to bench one of them, but their egos cannot take it. Imagine asking James Harden to come off the bench. This is the man who just said, I'm not a system player, I'm a system. He'd react like Carmelo Anthony did in OKC.
How do you feel about coming off the bench? And the second question is...
Who, me?
Oh.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
The best part of that is literally a few months later, he was begging to come off the bench for a spot back in the NBA. And it reminds you of what Matt Barnes said to Harden. He told Harden, yo, the league doesn't need you. So watch out with this trade demand stuff. But do you remember what Kevin Garnett said right after that?
Remember when Melo said he wasn't coming off the bench?
They blackballed him for how many years?
Y'all remember this? About 2 years? He had to go to Portland on like some bullshit. And I thought that was the biggest of the league. But it was also the league speaking to Melo.
Humble yourself.
Like straight up. And that humbled him too, bro. Straight up. This is what they finna do to James Harden.
Exactly. But do you think Harden will listen? No. This will be the exact nightmare the Lakers went through with Russell Westbrook. In 2020, LA won the chip, but the next year they lost in the first round to Phoenix. So, in a panic response, they wanted a third star. Rumors said maybe DeMar DeRozan, but they dealt depth, including Kyle Kuzma and KCP, for Russell Westbrook. Now, looking back, of course, it was dumb. But people forget, at the time, they were tied as favorites to win the title. People thought, oh, on paper, this will be great. But just like the Clippers, they stumbled out the gate. They went 0-6 in the preseason, were below 500 about 20 games in. It turned out Russ was a terrible fit. Played awful defense, provided no spacing with embarrassing shot selection and turnovers. So Woj reported the front office asked Coach Frank Vogel to move Russ to the bench, but he refused. Why? Because Vogel knew if you get Russ mad, it kills the locker room and gets me fired. I mean, I wouldn't want Russ mad at me. Remember what he did to reporters?
Is the season over?
It certainly isn't on.
Is the season over?
No, sir.
Thank you.
So, well, I don't have to answer. Exactly.
If you don't have it, you out there. I
So
can't
when
have it.
you ask me to have an answer, you don't have it either.
Well, but I don't play, Russell.
Where did you and Dennis get crossed up?
What do you mean crossed up? What do you mean? How are we crossed up?
What went wrong on the Mounts play? And did you feel
turnover.
that? Did you feel that swung momentum at all?
No.
And then he just awkwardly stares that reporter down for like 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
And all the reporter did was be like, hey man, what went wrong on the turnover? You do not want to get Russ upset. So Frank Vogel at the time did something different. He didn't bench Russ, he benched him at the end of games. But that didn't work either. They sucked and he got fired anyway. So it took Darvin Ham 4 games to bench Russ last season, but the eventual fix was just to trade him. But the Clippers don't have that option with James Harden. They traded a ton of assets for him and need to make it work. I guarantee we will have an awkward, toxic situation in LA very soon.
Very, 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 very soon. And I mentioned this in one of my, what game was it? I mentioned this in I said this, y'all, in my reaction when I think it was the second game right after his debut. Oh man. Because I was expecting them to win their first like 2 to 3 games, man, with Harden on the floor. Not gonna lie to you. I'm just being real. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be too much of a disaster, but then I was like, you know what? After I seen these first 2 to 3 games, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a big issue, man. Yeah.
But even if Russ or Harden does agree to move to the bench, how do they decide who closes games? Because little secret, starting isn't actually that big of a deal. Starting in the NBA is all about players' egos. What really matters for contenders is who is in the closing lineup. I can see Harden.
Y'all see how GP2 come off the bench? You see how GP2 come off the bench and get active? I wouldn't mind coming off the bench and getting active. I wouldn't mind. You feel me? But like I say, it is a player's ego. I'm starting this motherfucker. I'm that guy. Everybody in the NBA thinks they're that guy. I'm that guy. I got the longest nuts.
Harden bringing the ball up the floor, setting up Kawhi or PG as a scoring threat himself. Then Terrence Mann at the 4 for spacing and defense, with Ivica Zubac at the 5. No Russ. But how will he react to not starting or closing on this team? He will demand a trade. There is no way Russ is on this team by the deadline. He'll be asked to sacrifice too much, and he already hates James Harden. It traces back to their 1 year in Houston. Harden and Russ came up together as kids in OKC, but by the time they teamed up again, the Beard had spent 7 years as the man in H-Town. The fit on the court was awkward, and they only won 44 games, but off the court, Russ was disgusted. He hated the way nobody in Houston held Harden accountable. He could just go out and party whenever, show up late to the team bus. Houston's casual culture appalled Westbrook. On one occasion in the Florida bubble, when Harden wasn't on time for a film session, Westbrook barked, Start the film. Start without him. But Coach Mike D'Antoni explained, well, they just have to start over when Harden arrived, which didn't do much to calm Westbrook. They no longer wanted to play together. But now they are. And if you think LA is going to hold Harden accountable after trading 2 picks to get him, you're wrong. So when they trade Russ, what does it look like? Well, it will include a big man, because one thing we've seen is the Clippers need help in the front court. Ivica Zubac is not enough. He gives them very little rim protection and is a soft rebounder. Look at this against the Nets. Clips down by 4 in crunch time, and he lets Mikal Bridges get this rebound.
I told y'all they were back there making pancakes, soft touch brownies, Nutella bites, and cookie crumble mocha s'more cookies.
Where's the urgency? That play alone should get him traded. So let's look at 2 deals, including Russ.
Too soft down there. Too soft down there.
To get a big. The Clippers get Clint Capella for Russ, Zubac, Kobe Brown, BJ Boston, and a 2030 second. Atlanta does this because they're ready for Onyeka Okongwu to take over. Then they've got Zoo backing him up and buy out Russ. In return, they get 2 promising young players in Brown and Boston and a 2030 second. And Capella is the type of rebounding rim protector the Clippers need. At 29 years old, he can be there for years and is an upgrade over Zubac. And it's not a problem that he doesn't stretch the floor with Russ gone. But if they need a shooter, I would target either Nikola Vucevic or Kelly Olynyk. And speaking of Vooch, the Bulls might be the most miserable team in the NBA. They've got 3 All-Stars and can't beat the Pistons. So I made a video about what they need to do to finally rebuild.
Oh my goodness, we got to go check all this shit out. Shout out to AM Hoops, man. Amazing content, amazing video. I believe the original description box down below. Clipper fans, y'all comment down below, man. It's looking rough. I know. But look, they like what's the name say? 10 to 15 games. Let it settle in. Let it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it bake in. You gotta let this. When you put that seasoning on there, you gotta let that seasoning bake in. You know what I'm saying? Just let it take its time. So hey, I will catch y'all in the next one. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of their day, week, month, and rest of the year. I'm loving y'all. I'm shooting for y'all. Y'all keep being amazing people, and I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.